What's up, YouTube? It's Vic. I'm just doing a follow-up. I got a lot of requests for my follow-up video. Sorry it's taking me so long to get back to you guys. A couple things happened. Number one, laptop went down for about 5 or 6 weeks. Well, it didn't go down, I ran it over. And it took Best Buy about 5 weeks to figure out that they weren't going to be able to fix it. Surprise. But anyways, that's another story for another time. Good news is they finally junked that one and replaced it. Thank God for my warranty. And now we're going to cover part 2 of my probably 3-part, 4-part, I don't know, we'll see where it goes. But we'll cover eating today. I'm looking down at my notes. Right now my current weight 252, total loss 108 pounds in 8 months. So I'm on my way. As far as my meals, try to eat as much protein as possible, especially right now I'm lifting again, and I try to cover making sure I get enough protein to supplement what I'm using in the gym. My breakfast usually consists of like almost always eggs. I have eggs with something. So scrambled eggs, omelets, over medium eggs. I find I can't really eat the yolks, like an over easy egg, so I kind of got to do it over medium now for whatever reason. It just doesn't settle right with me. Protein shakes, bacon, sometimes sausage, but the sausage is hit and miss because it's really usually greasy. So if I can have like maybe 1 or 2 links at the most, and it's like, ugh, I'm done. Like it just feels gross and nauseous and sick. So, but when I'm really craving it, it's worth the risk to me sometimes. Cheese, and then I put cheese in like my eggs or my breakfast burrito or something like that. And then oatmeal. I started incorporating oatmeal now, and that's pretty grubbins. So as far as other things I supplement in with my breakfast, like toast, like a slice of toast, fruit. Every now and again, we bought these little mini bagels. And before my surgery, I loved regular bagels, like, the big full-size bagel with a ton of cream cheese. And I was kind of feeling cheated because I couldn't just go down and buy some grubbin bagels. So now I get these little mini ones, pop them in the toaster, put some cream cheese on them. In the morning, depending on how hungry I am, sometimes that's pretty sufficient for me for a snack. And it gives me a little bit of carbs. At the same time, it's not too much. And I feel like I'm eating a regular bagel, so it's just a matter of adjusting like the way you see things and how much. I've always was raised with that you got to clean your plate kind of thing, and so now it's the same thing when I'm sitting at the table when I'm eating. Like it's okay if I leave some food on my plate, even though I try to finish everything most of the time. It's like I need to remind myself like I don't have to clean my plate. It's okay to leave food, because it's kind of like the waste not want not kind of thing. As to my lunch, usually I pack, or almost all the time I pack a lunch. I don't eat out that much anymore. It's usually lean cuisine, like a half a sandwich, protein shake or chicken breast with white rice or some type of carb. Like I try to incorporate carbs in there. But usually my protein first, and then dinner again, like I'm on a chicken breast kick. So we do chicken breast, pork chops, steak. So it just really depends on what kind of cut you get. I used to be a butcher, so I'm pretty particular about the kind of steak that I eat. One thing I did notice is, I love New York's filet, and I can kind of buy that in bulk and cut it myself. And freezer it and vacuum pack it and make my own that way. Also, one thing I want to point out, before my surgery I used to make fun of these guys. I used to trim the fat from their ribeyes. A ribeye is my favorite cut, and I used to just laugh and be like, man, you guys are just wasting the meat, why do you even buy a ribeye? Like that's just such a waste. And now I'm one of those guys I used to make fun of. The fat doesn't settle very good with me. I can eat a little bit for the flavor, but most of the time I'm sitting there trimming it off and moving it to the side too. So now I understand what all those skinny guys go through when they're eating a ribeye. So if you're not into the fat, you can't handle the fats or the grease, go with a leaner cut, sirloin, something like that. Tri-tip's really good. As far as other things we eat for dinner, typically like spaghetti with meat sauce and some type of ground something in it. Started making shells with ground beef or ground turkey, or just just kind of mixing it up, trying to see what I could handle, and doing things on a budget too. Always kind of helps. My snacks: hard-boiled eggs, oatmeal, wheat thins, and cream cheese. Not too many, of course. The other thing I found out about wheat thins is, the box is like you can have 16 for X amount of calories. No, I could probably have like 8, and then I'm in the bathroom. So something in there, I don't know if it's a sugar, not necessarily the fiber, something in there doesn't settle right with my stomach. So you got to test it out and see what you could eat and how much of what you could handle. I've kind of got a handle on what my body will allow me to do. And one thing I want to point out is, your body is king. So even when you feel like cheating, or you're like, I'm just going to have that greasy old whatever, just remember that when you do, you're going to pay for it. And I learned that the hard way. And you pay for it sometimes in more than one way, from both ends. That's just my 2 cents on that. Eating out, big for me. When I go out to eat, typically I eat out like McDonald's, Wendy's, Chili's, and every now and again we'll splurge on Chinese food. McDonald's, 4-piece nugget. 5 pieces, I'm done, sick. 4 pieces is what my body can handle, 4 pieces is what I eat. Mustard, you can dip it in mustard. The barbecue sauce is kind of okay for me sometimes. Sometimes it's just like, makes me feel sick. So, or a wrap. They're snack wraps. They're grilled. I just kind of tear off like half the tortilla and fold it in half like a soft taco instead of like a wrap. Sometimes there's too much tortilla for me. And then it depends on how soon it is since the last time I ate, then when I'm eating again. I try to eat about every 2 hours or so now. And that primarily has to do with me lifting again too, trying to make sure I get enough proteins, and then I supplement with a lot of shakes and protein shakes and stuff like that. So Wendy's, again, their chicken nuggets or a wrap. I did splurge and have, one day I was really hungry. I hadn't eaten since like lunch. It was 9 o'clock at night. We went out with some friends after church, and I got I was feeling big and high on the horse, so I got a double stack and ate about 2/3 of that. Felt like a real man again. Really just putting it away, the team. And my buddy rolls up with this triple Wendy's burger, whatever it is. Thing's just a monster, right? Sits down next to me, and I'm like looking at his burger, looking at mine. I was like, shoot, man. But in the end, I know I looked better than him, so his loss. But the other thing too, Chili's. Man, when we go out to Chili's, their Big Mouth burgers are awesome. They're like, it's a real burger, but on a little mini bun. So it's like real hamburger, grilled or whatever, and it's not some fake little burger from like McDonald's or something. It's a real burger. It's got sauteed onions, a whole 9 yards on it. I could get maybe 1.5 of them down, and it feels like I ate a real burger. And it's got everything, all the fixings, lettuce, pickle, tomato, whole 9 yards. And so that's my eating out spiel. And every now and again we splurge on Chinese food. I love the walnut shrimp, or what's that other one we get? Sesame chicken. Sorry, I was looking at my wife for support there because I forget. Sesame chicken, usually my favorite. Yeah, Chinese food is one of those things where it's like a gift that keeps on giving. So if you're not careful, they use a lot of grease in their cooking and stuff like that, depending on what you eat. Me, when I say splurge, when I go to Chinese food, I go to one place that I always go to, and it's what I always like. So that's me. Quickly, things I don't eat, and they make me sick. Fiber One bars, stay away from them. If you have to, like, don't go. They say 33% of value of your daily fiber. Me, I'm done. Tuna, I just